Good day, everybody. Time once again for me to do my what I called retro CSS battles, which are CSS battles on CSSBattle.dev from the past. These are from December 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of 2023. Let's get right to it. I'm setting up my blank template here. Going to put the background on the body, and I definitely feel for this one that this is I want to use symmetry for this in some reasonable way, and so that means I need 2 paragraph tags, and that means I need to set a width of some amount. 50% would work, but that's one too many characters, so let's not do that. Let's set our margins 4, 5, 6, 7, 75, and then 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 65. Okay, so there's our first element, and we want to make it wider. How about 100? And then I guess we need to make a decision about exactly what that shape is. Okay. So are there parts of this that we want to do with something like a box shadow? I think not. And if I think not, then we got to do something different. So that means we want to go all the way to the middle. Yeah, we want to go all the way to the middle. So that middle point is where we want to go. All right, so we're going to need to display flex here in a minute, but let's not do that for now. We'll eyeball it. Width of 120, 30, 40, 135 looks like. That's the halfway point. Our next decision is whether we want to do this part that sticks down as on the body, and I think I do want to do it on the body, and that's going to simplify things a little. So let's change the height 60, 70. How about 65? Okay, 65. How about 70? Oh, wrong, because I'm seeing the second element. So 100, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There it is, 150. So now when I do display flex on the body, then I get additional problems because margin 70, 60, there it is, 61, 59. The default margins are hitting us there, the default margins on the paragraph tag. All right, and so I could put margin 0 on it, but that's not. All right, so what do we want to do? I'm seeing a little bit of potential repeat here. Okay, so let's just go left to and then so the second element is going to have a flipped on its axis, so a scale of -1, 1. So on the vertical axis it stays the same, and then on the x-axis it gets flopped over. So that's what that's going to do, and I don't think we need any other changes there. All right, next we got the 2 elements. Let's start with a conic gradient, or let's start with, what do we start with? What's the interesting thing we can start with? What's the biggest area? So how about this as our repeating? No, because that's going to get into that, into that side when we make it repeat. And I don't think we want that, because we do, oh wait, no, maybe we do. Okay, so enough talking. Conic gradient. And we're going to have that yellow, 75%, and then transparent to see through it. Okay. I want to put it at the upper corner. I'm going to make it not repeat Okay, so I want how tall. It's too wide. I set 100. So let's make it 90. Yeah, and then let's make it taller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, if we just do the width, we get what we want. Okay. So now let's do an at value there. At what are we saying? 45. Are these? Is each one of these widths like 45 pixels? And so if so, then the center of that is 90 pixels over. No, that's too far. How about 60 pixels over? Yeah, that's more. So they're 30 each. Okay, and then down. And so we've got a piece of it. And I have the no repeat. Let's turn it back on. And then we've got that. I love it. That's good. Next. What's the next piece we want to do? Let's go ahead and put that line on the body. Just because otherwise it's going to bug me. And actually, let's see if can we do this line and have it see through. If we can, then that actually solves another one of our problems. So let's do conic gradient of, and I guess it's this purple 75%, and then the yellow 0. There it is. And let's do at, I guess we're saying 30 pixels, comma. And then if we move this into place, 100 pixels over, 100 pixels down. How about 150, 180, 185? Great. And then downward, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Oh, well, okay, we'll take that. So what next? What is our next thing that we want to do? So that's, so, and then I'm going to put a default color back here just so I can see what I'm trying to cover up. And make sure, so if I just do yellow, can I do just this line? How about a linear gradient that repeats on the y-axis? Linear gradient, which is yellow, and then purple. Now you can see that. And then if I put it in the upper corner, 0, 0, comma. Oh, and by the way, I don't think we need the second 0 here, do we? No, we don't. In the background position of the first conic gradient that we created, we do need it for this. So let's do, this will be 30 pixels wide, no repeat. That's not bad at all. Or repeat. Y. There we go. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so the height of that is like 60 pixels. Okay. So I want the purple, so it's like, I know that's not the number, but let's do it anyway. So we want to move make this height be so that we cover all the yellow. Actually, so we don't hit the next yellow. 7, 7, 6, 75, 65. So it's becoming important to know exactly how tall that is. Let's do that. Let's make it 105, bigger than we need it to be. And then 155. 40 pixels, 50, 60. Okay. And then the height of this, as I decrease it, we should see 90. So 60 over 90 is 2/3, and that's not an even number, so 60 pixels, and that's fine. All right, so that's the next part. Lastly, I guess we've got that to do next. So is there a way to do that? I think there is. And we're going to do a conic gradient again. This conic, so which is yellow, 25%. I'm going to put a ridiculous color so I can see it. That red, I'm going to have a 0. Put it at the upper corner. It'll be 100% wide and 50 pixels tall and no repeat. So what I want to do is only have it, okay, so we are going to repeat this. Yes, we are going to repeat this so that 50, 55 pixels tall. How about 60 pixels tall? Oh, that's great. Okay. Can we see it? Yeah. So we're happy with that. So now if I let it repeat, do we get the right things? Oh, no, we don't. Yes, we do. If I put this as transparent and then make the white, what I currently have white, as yellow, then I think that's the shape. All right, let's submit that. Looks like we've got a match. So, all right, one kind of grading on the body, 1, 2, 3 gradients on the element, and then flopped. All right, it's still a lot of code. Let's unit replace and minify and click at the edges here to make it a little bit shorter. This is, after all, code golf, where we would like to have the shortest code possible. And that's a solution to that guy. Kind of like it. All right. So that's that, and it's a better score than I've gotten in the past. Probably I had lots and lots and lots of gradients, and there you go. If I change some of these repeats, can I get, oh, I guess I don't need the word repeat there. Ha ha ha, because that's the default. We gotta repeat Y. All the other things repeat. Okay, cool. Done with that one. Next, seemingly super simple shape here, right? Like I kind of love it. So my strategy is to use a conic gradient for this, and the conic gradient will be this blue, and then the light blue, and then yellow or the transparent. So the repeat will be within an element. So I need to make an element that covers all of the non-yellow. It'll also cover some of the yellow, but the non-yellow is what's important. So let's make the background that. Plop. And then let's put yellow on the background. And then let's use our margins to put this right where we want it, 50, 100. Actually, we want what? A negative margin. If we do 50, 0, then we'll get the margin. So what if I do -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8. So that's the default margin we were overcoming. How about 200 pixels tall? That's it. Okay, now that I've got that, I'm going to change this background to be a conic gradient, which is in the upper corner. So that's the background position. And it is not 100% tall and not 100% wide, so it's some number. Let's do 50%, 50%, and do a no repeat and see if we can get away with that. So we start with blue, 90 degrees worth, 25%. And then the lighter blue, with a color stop at 0, going to 75%, and that's 270 degrees, and then yellow, and then transparent actually. So that's that. So if we make it wider, can we make it wider? 60, 70, 70%. I love it. That seems to align. And then make it taller. 5, 6, 60%. And then we need to move the center of it at 50%. 50% is what it is currently. So let's move it over. How about 52? No, not far enough. 45, 40, 44, 43, 43%, and then down 1, 2, 60. How about 55? How about 65? There we go. 65, 66. How about let's make it a number value? 50 pixels, 60, 70, 80. There it is. Oh, and that 43% doesn't look as good, does it? Let's try Q value. 40Q. 140Q. 130. 120. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then when we let this repeat, it should be the shape. And there it is. Let's submit that and see if that is 100% match. If it is, then we are done. Other than a little nip and tuck. It is. That's a better scroll than I've done in the past. I believe that I did this with elements and borders and a bunch of different other techniques. So this is a nice tuning of a prior solution. We also get to use percentages in several places, which means we get the win of it's slightly shorter than a PX, shorter than other units, and then also allows for no space between the duos, the X and Y sizing. Okay, we like that. Next, so one thing I never or rarely do is use border colors. Because I just don't, I guess I don't trust them. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say that. But let's change the height here to 10. Do a border of solid, and then do border color of red, white, blue, green. So you see that? And let's do border widths. 40, 50. And then let's set a height of like 60 or 60. Yeah. So that's kind of good, right? Like, okay, that means we have a way probably of doing this. So I'm going to set a margin of 0 on the top and then move this inward and hope that I can choose the right numbers to make this work. 70 margins in, 80, 90, 100, and let's make this taller. Now the trick with the numbers here, what if we just do 100%? And well, I'm also going to do a border while I'm doing it. Border box or box sizing. That's what I mean. Box sizing, border box, and that gives me what I want. So what widths do we need here? 40. 50, 60, 70, and then 70. Oh, 70? Is that going to work? Well, that's bonkers. So that means that 70 pixels solid is going to work. Maybe, if this edge is correct, which it might not be. Might not be. I'm going to do a background of yellow, and then the border colors are going to be that yellow. Okay, so what happens if I do that? Border that, and then the second color of that, and that's it. Let's find out if that's 100% match. So that's with 2 border colors we're defining. So I guess it's top, left, that's 100% match. We love it. So you can also do, red. So you can get some interesting weird effects there if you want odd design effects that are maybe retro or chunky, blocky. You can get those corners from Battlestar Galactica. All right, so let's remove box sizing border box and remove this height, make it some reasonable number, 80, 90. Oh, and I guess we know what that is. It's 300 minus 70 minus 70. So is it just 160? Yeah. All right, let's submit that. Make sure we've got it, and then, you know, we're done. We got it. We did it. That's pretty fun. Yeah, that's fun. We'll do the unit replace. There are no units to replace. Let's remove extraneous characters. Again, we get the nice aspect of what do we get? We get the ability to have like percentages, like percentage character. The hash mark doesn't require usually a space before it, so I can just do a clean. Those hash marks, they're all run together like they are very close friends. All right. So a pretty satisfying set, and I definitely like this solution as, you know, taking advantage of the symmetry, so I don't have to do these complex backgrounds once. You could also do this with, well, you could do it with other ways. It's about, I guess, imagining what the patterns are and what patterns you can easily create and not a lot of code, and then create, you know, the exceptions as their own thing. So, and you could do clip paths, you could do multiple techniques for that. And then I like this one a lot too. Yeah, I don't see any other ways to tune this one. Happy with that. Pretty darn happy. Pretty great. Pretty great. And then you could also, you know, you can cut off the last brace too, which always feels like, it's not too important, but super fun. Once again, we're almost through with December of 2023. I'm continuing on this project to do all the CSS Battle. Once again, you can get access to these with, if you got Google. You can get CSS Battle, the Plus membership. You pay a few dollars, US dollars, or I guess whatever currency they take. I don't know what currencies they take, but US dollars is what I pay, and I think it's like $5 US. All right, have a great day. Be good to each other. Make cool stuff with HTML and CSS. It's really awesome. All right, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.